Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, coming back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler platter video series I've been doing for a little while now, where I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff, then I talk about the stuff, folks. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious crap. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm in the truck. I got a super grody shirt on because I just got out of work. If that's the case, then I must have been on my way to a place and I found a thing to review. That's the case today. What thing did I find to review for all of you? Well, folks, went over there, got off work. Work was a kind of a so-so night. You know, certain things were okay, certain things kind of sucked. But I decided, man, I want to go just grab something quick on the way home. I'm out of it. I don't want to make anything. So I decided to stop off at Wendy's. And I've done some stuff for Wendy's on the show. In fact, my very first episode was talking about their breakfast menu. Breakfast menu new item. So, what is it? Boom! Yes, indeed, folks. These are the Wendy's French Toast Sticks. I guess they just came out with these. I don't hit up Wendy's as often as I used to for their breakfast. Nothing against it. It's just a little bit further out of my way than, like, McDonald's is. But every now and again, I like to hit them up. And when I saw that they had this as a new item, I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a shot, man. I know Burger King has French Toast Sticks. They're okay. That's my review of them. Like, they're not bad, but they're, you know, nothing super duper special. But every now and again, I'll get those. So, be interesting to see how those compare to these. I mean, it's been a little while since I've had the Burger King ones, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. So, I'm going to kind of do it in pieces. I'm going to try one with no syrup. Because, of course, folks, you have to have syrup. I'm going to try a bite without syrup just to get an overall takeaway of what it has to offer just by itself. I'm going to try a little bit of the syrup just by itself, then we're going to combine that shit, folks. We're going to go over there. It's going to be a whole thing, man. Like back when the Megazord and the fucking Dragonzord used to get together. That's what we're doing. Power Rangers. So let's see how it tastes. It's warm, soft inside. Got a little bit of a sweetness to it. I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely not... I mean, obviously, it's not going to be anything compared to, like, proper French toast. Proper French toast, when it's, like, freshly made, I mean, that's the shit, man. That's like... It's one of those breakfast items that I lament that I don't get more often, because I really love French toast. It's just typically when I end up going out to eat for breakfast, I just have certain things that I tend to gravitate towards. And, like, French toast, unfortunately, it's just not... It's not up there with, like, you know, like a nice skillet or, like, an Eggs Benedict. I love an Eggs Benedict. But I do love some French toast. This is nowhere near that. But it's not bad. It's got some okay flavor to it for what it is. It's definitely French toast. Not great French toast, but it's French toast. So, let's try some of the syrup. Syrup, because ultimately, I mean, the syrup is going to be a huge part of this. No two ways about it. Let's see how it is. It's a little bit watery, which is okay. It's not inherently a bad thing. It can be misleading to think that, like, thicker syrup is, like, better syrup. When in reality, if you've ever had, like, natural maple syrup, it tends to be much more fluid than, like, you know, like syrupy. It has, like, a watery kind of texture to it. So, dip it in. Okay. It's got... It's got an okay taste to it. I mean, it's definitely not... I wouldn't even put it up there with something like, you know, Aunt Jemima or what have you, like the more basic syrups that you're likely to get, it's definitely nothing close to, like natural maple syrup, but it gets the job done. It does have something of a maple taste to it. It's pretty sweet. And I mean, it's flavorful enough. I mean, it's definitely going to leave a little bit of an impression. So, all right, let's try them together, folks. Let's try them together. See how they mesh. Yep. The only problem with the more watery ones is it just loves to drip. Not bad together, not bad. I will say, I'm pleasantly surprised that the French toast isn't lost in the syrup. Like, especially with it being fast food, sometimes the sauces can really just kind of take over whatever they're supposed to be on. I was kind of expecting that with this, but it's not really the case. In fact, I would say it does a pretty good job of staying evident throughout the entire process. It actually does a pretty good job of mixing the flavors together. Because obviously you're getting the sweetness of the syrup, but you're still getting, the somewhat, kind of egginess of the French toast. Still retaining a little bit of a crunchy texture, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I don't know. It has been a while since I've had the Burger King ones, so my memory is a little bit here or there, and it's not like I ever really sat down and analyzed them when I was eating them. I just kind of ate them. But I will say, my immediate impression is that I think that these are probably a little bit better off. They're certainly making more of an impression on me. Now, mind you, it could be just because I'm sitting down and I'm actively thinking about it. But it's not bad. Like, it's obviously not a proper substitute for real French toast. But as like a side item, if you go over there, you get, sausage and cheese biscuit or something like that. As an aside to that, it's not a bad option to have, especially if you like, sweet breakfast items. How? It's not going to knock your socks off or anything, I don't think. Although I've been surprised before. One point in time, it was several years ago now, the company I work for, they do a thing for us every 4th of July where they go over there and they'll lay out a spread of food. The thing is, I typically work nights, so like the first shift and second shift, they get like a grill or tacos, or we always get breakfast, despite the fact that we have all expressed the fact that we would rather not have breakfast. Like, I know it's in the morning, but it's not really breakfast time for us. Just saying. But it's nice enough that, they put stuff out. And typically, these days it's a little bit different. The whole COVID thing kind of changed stuff. But before that, it was kind of a buffet-style thing. You just kind of grabbed what you wanted and just rolled with it. And they had French toast. And I remember at one point in time, we had this one guy working with us. He didn't last very long, but he was sitting there and he was eating it. And he got this look on his face. And I was like, you okay, man? Like, he just had this, weird, 1,000-mile stare. And he looked at me, completely deadpan. He was like, this is the best French toast I've ever had in my life. And all I could think about was, what fucking French toast have you been having in your life? I mean, it was fine, but it was buffet-style French toast, man. It wasn't anything spectacular. It was just fine. So, it's been a little while since I've done a story in one of my videos, so just kind of live with it. Like I said, he didn't last long after that anyway. But yeah, back to the actual item at hand. Yeah, no, for what it is, like I said, I think as an aside, or as like a quick thing, like if you don't really want like a, you know, like a heavy breakfast sandwich, it's perfectly fine. I think it does its job. I can't do a direct comparison to like Burger King's option, but at least in my head right now, I think that it is the better option. Maybe I'll do a comparison video at some point. But in terms of just as a standalone thing, the sticks themselves are decently tasting. They've got a, you know, nice enough texture to them. They worked for me. And the syrup, which is obviously really instrumental in things, not the best tasting syrup I've ever had, but it had a decent amount of flavor for what it was. It worked well with the sticks. Didn't have like a chemically taste or anything like that. It didn't taste like super cheap. So, yeah, no, I mean, it's nothing super duper amazing, but like, it's like a solid C+ item. That's okay. It's passing. That's like what my fucking GPA was when I got out of high school. Hooray, doing just slightly above average. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. If you could go over there and have yourselves a truly real French toast rest of your life. Because, folks, real French toast, that's special. If you have somebody in your life who makes you French toast, you hang on to that person because that comes from the heart. Final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity to the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But we do if we can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. Okay, that's not an easy thing to do. We live in a world full of folks. And folks can be frustrating. They can be needlessly complicated. They can strain your brain with their actions and things that they do. But, take a step back, breathe it out, and just try to mitigate the level of assholishness in your life. Makes things better for you, makes things better for everybody. Most of the time. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Maybe you're going to go over there, folks. Maybe you're going to try out some Wendy's French toast sticks. Maybe you're going to try them out and you're going to be like, okay, they're all right, but I happen to be a French toast master. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to refine the process to such an extent that I can go over there, pitch it to Wendy's, have new and improved ones that actually taste like proper French toast, okay, like the real stuff. And then Wendy's goes over there, they make the billions, they take over, you know, McDonald's is the top spot. You know, McDonald's is a little bit sad, but they're doing fine, folks. They're still a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And, you know, maybe you do something like that. Or conversely, you could go over there and do something way more practical than that. Like, hey, just go over there and maybe make some really good French toast for yourself and just have yourself a good old day. Bye.